know if this has started or it's always hard to know. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I feel like, weren't we just here? The week went so fast. I'm, this is a hilarious topic for me today because I'm so disorganized today and discombobulated. So it's actually kind of perfect, right? So this is great. I went to work out today, and of course I was late, and it threw my entire day off, my whole morning off. So this is a fantastic topic given this kind of day that I'm having. So I look forward to jumping in with you on that. As always, please let me know that you're here. Facebook Live is doing a new thing. Like everything about Facebook is changing again. So I'm really just kind of unclear whether or not I'm even live with you. So we're going to see. There's no place for me to see who's here or if anybody's got comments. So I kind of have no idea. But if you are here and you see a place to make a comment and say hello, please do. I love knowing that you're here. Um, oh, let me see if this may screw everything up. Maybe not. Okay, here we are. So before we get started really at the critical topic at hand, there are two things that I'd like to mention and bring to your attention. And one is um, I made a post yesterday about what Facebook Live topics you want me to address. Again, they've changed how you do posts, and I was trying to post a GIF with it, and that it's like I feel like the whole post got lost because no one has like even commented on it, and that's unusual for you fine people. Um, but I really would love to know all of the Facebook topics that I've brought to you prior have been from you. Things that you want to hear, things that you want advice on, things that you're having difficulty with. So let us continue. And so if there are things that you want to hear from me, please let me know. And if you can put them on that thread, that would be awesome. But if you can't find that thread, put them on this thread, and we'll find them and we'll put them in the queue. Because I really want to be helpful to you in that way and talk about things that are right in front of you and hurdles that you're needing to get over, problems that you're trying to solve. So that's number one. So if you would do that, that would be super helpful. And then second, I just want to remind you all of Carrie Tombazian's commercial voiceover class. Her Saturday class still has room. Um, it starts this weekend. It's a 4-week class, and she is an excellent teacher. There are just a few coaches and teachers that I wholeheartedly recommend, and she is one of them. She is articulate, she is seasoned, she has worked in voiceover for 40 years, and she is still working, actively working. She is a lover of the English language. She cares about scripts. She has a great ear. So I will post her link to her website about that again. So if you are looking for a class right now, it's a 4-week class. It's I think 3 hours each Saturday for the next 4 weeks. I highly recommend it, and it's a great class, and you won't regret it. I promise. It's like it's a premium class. So, all right. So let me check back in with you, see if anybody's here. Oh, there. Hi, Rebecca and Yvonne. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Two people with experience, who I'm sure can contribute to this topic that I really, truly, honestly suck at. But I'm going to share with you what I know and what I do. And I've, still somehow managed to eke out a career. So I can't be doing all that badly. So, how to organize your day and your week, right, for productivity and satisfaction and all those good things. Uh, as I've intimated, this is definitely a do as I say, not as I do topic, because I'm just not great at it. I am not really a self starter, frankly. And I've tended my entire life to be an unorganized, unicorn daydreamer who goes down rabbit holes only to emerge 3 hours later with nothing done, a lot more information in my head, useless information in my head. And then my auditions are late and, I'm scrambling. So it's an ongoing problem. So let's address this together, shall we? And again, if you're here and you have ideas about what makes your day tick, what makes it work, please, by all means, share in the comments and enlighten your colleagues and me. So here's like the ideal thing for me. Can I really say that? Let me say what I normally do, how my weeks unfold. And the truth is that my auditions and my work schedule are the things that guide my day. That's what certainly for work is number one prioritized. So it's on my calendar, everything else moves around it, right? Auditions are a different thing because, we've got due dates on our auditions, and sometimes there's leeway there and there's flexibility there, which can, make it possible for a procrastinator to go, oh, it's okay, I'll push that one another hour, and then down the rabbit hole you go, and it's 3 hours later. So ideally, though, and historically, my auditions and work are the things that guide my day and my week. They go in my calendar, and everything else that I do, fills in around it. As you know, I'm not kind of a person, I am a person who really, really values balance in life. And I really want and value all the other things in my life that make me a richer, more interesting person, and makes life more interesting to me. And all of that informs my auditioning and it informs my work. So these things work in tandem, right? And so I make sure that if there are things, I prioritize my health, right? So I schedule my workouts. I schedule a yoga class. I schedule them. Everything goes in the schedule. And I do my best to honor that. And so if there's a booking that I get and they say, what's your schedule this week? I honor my schedule and I say, I'm not available these hours. I'm available these hours. And so by doing that, I keep my sanity intact, right? Because I honor my workout, right? I honor the things that I schedule with my daughter. I'm not running her back and forth to all kinds of things anymore, like a lot of parents are, here are still doing. But let me tell you, those are important things. That's like real life stuff that you have to honor. And so I make sure that I put those things in and give my agents my available hours. Now, they may come back to me and say, this client can only do this at, 10 a.m. Pacific on Wednesdays, right? Which is when I'm talking to you. That's all scheduled. And I try to avoid that so that I can be consistent here. But if the client comes back and says that's the only time that they can do it, well, then I cancel the Facebook Live, or I move my workout appointment, or I change if I have enough time, I change a doctor's appointment or what have you. But I really carve out my life and my schedule such that I can offer clients plenty of time from which to choose while still honoring my own life, right? So that is something I have done over the last several years that has really made a difference and has really given me a sense of control over my schedule and over my life and over the things that are important to me. They are important. I have to work out. Everybody has to work out. Get some kind of exercise. It's your life and your health. and your well-being. Whether you're just walking for 30 minutes, carve it out. It's yours. It's imperative that you are well and healthy and that you get sunshine and vitamin D and your blood moving through your body. It really is a priority. So then with regard to how do I organize my auditions and what do I do first, right? Again, work always comes first. Then you prioritize your auditions by due date and time, right? And so you work in that order. And within that is what are the things, if you have several things that are due right around the same time and some are more complex than others, my take on that is do the really easy, quick things first so that you don't run into the problem of, oh my God, I used up all the time I have on that really complex video game audition, and now I don't even have time to do I missed the deadline for the commercial that I would be good on. So I try to do the quicker, easier things, right? Knock those things out, and then get to the more complex things, right? And I just kind of go in order. That's the priority, right? Work, then requested auditions if you've got them. Those come before any other auditions, right? And then the auditions that you want to do that fit who you are and what you're choosing to focus on in your career, right? And then what are the things you can get out most quickly, and then the more complicated stuff, more time intensive kind of stuff. Now that's me. You may look and say, well, at the end of all of that, I'm too tired to do the intensive auditions. So know yourself, like how do you work best? But the idea though is to get yourself prioritized, make yourself your list of priorities according to who you are and what you value and what you want to get out. There are some auditions that are worth more. So those are the things I go, well, I got to get that out. In fact, I want to be early, right? So that's how I organize my actual, auditions, right? And then in terms of just my day-to-day life, I put it on a schedule. That much I have learned. And because I'm such a rabbit holer and a daydreamer and squirrel, that's me, I put alarms on my phone and to remind myself of that's the thing I need. Oops, I gotta go. I have that thing that's due, So let me check in and see what is happening here. Oh, here we are. Hi, Chris. You are in a season, are you? Are you, Becky? Yeah, priorities. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here, Chris and Shauna. Yeah, it's a piece of this that's so difficult is that we have many colleagues who are more entrepreneurial and businesslike than they are creative types, if I can say that. And that I don't think one thing is more important than another. I think we all have our gifts, and and they obviously help us, in different ways. I still have a hard time thinking of myself and behaving as an entrepreneur. I don't wake up in the morning and here I go and start my day and I got this and I have this routine and there's I know creative people who are really, really left-brained, organized, methodical, logical, and they have a routine every morning. It's like I get up at this hour, I have my coffee here, I do my meditations, I then spend an hour writing, and then wow, what is that like? I'm just not great at that. And so there's a part of me that has just accepted that this is who I am, right? And I work to the best of my ability to get everything done. And my every single day for me looks different. And I think I have just accepted this about who I am. And Becky, as you say, you're in a season. I go through seasons. I think we all go through seasons where where I am that way, where I do get up and the first thing I do is work out. And then I come home and I have my coffee and then I sit down and meditate and pray and read a passage of a book that I'm in, and then I step into the booth, right, and I do all the things in the booth, and then by noon I'm done, and I have the rest of my day to sort of do as I wish, and I can respond to things that come in last minute, because I'm not behind. Yeah, those are seasons for me where I'm able to do that. It's not a consistent thing for me. And so it's kind of a great season, and I always go, wow, this is how I should live my life. This is like every day should be like this. And it's like that for a couple of weeks, and then I get up a little later, and then I skip the meditation part and I go straight for the caffeine. And then I go, oh, just see what's on Twitter while I drink my coffee. And then all of us, oh my God, then the day's gone. And I'm like, holy crap, my auditions are late. Like that, this is the reality of creative people, I think. And if I do that for too many days in a row, it sort of jump starts me back into get your SHIT together, okay, Bess, and get back to your routine, right? Because you have responsibilities to your agents, to your clients, and ultimately to yourself. This is what you do for a living, for God's sake, right? Um, so I feel like it's not very helpful. But if you're a disorganized creative type, you know, we're like kinfolk. um, uh, I do, I do think that this is the kind of thing where uh, you must glean from the gifts of others, right? There are people that I see and I listen to, and I watch them and I go, oh, that's how you organized. Oh, you stay organized. Oh, that's how you do it. And I too take those pieces of advice, and I look to the left-brained organized people and go, okay, I got to incorporate some of that in my life, you know? Um, and and otherwise, I I accept that this is who I am, and I manage to get the things done every day that need getting done. I ultimately make I ultimately make my deadlines. You know, I may have to put my corporate taxes on extension with the IRS, but I get them in. You know, um, so there's a piece of, again, so much of everything that I wish to impart to you is about the importance of knowing who you are, knowing how you work best, and that piece of acceptance. I'm never going to be totally left-brained. I'm just not. I am a rabbit holer. And I you know what? I know a lot of stuff because I'm a rabbit holer. I know the details of things, which that's part of who I am, right? And I like that part of me. And I think that's a piece of of acceptance of the way you do things in particular, and you get to define it for yourself. You get to prioritize your day within the confines of who you are. It does require sometimes that you got to slap yourself upside the head, um, and go, come on, let's get back in line, because you've got people who are counting on you. And that's ultimately what we're after. Remaining accountable to our clients, to our families, um, and to ourselves, right? I find that I am best. My life got exponentially more organized when I hired a virtual assistant. I am better on projects when I work with a partner, because I can be accountable to someone, you know? Um, and so it brings to mind, if you're having trouble getting auditions in on time, or you're late with work, or things like that, consider teaming up with somebody that you can be accountable to about how you move through your day and how you get things done, right? Um, I again, I simply share with you my experience with these things and my battle with it, my struggle with it, the back and forth nature of it, and kind of it's a little bit like the acceptance of a voiceover career in and of itself. It is a roller coaster. I think I told you the worst week of COVID for me. All I wanted to do was lie down. It was, it was just a drag, and that was one of the busiest weeks in the last couple of years. And it was like, please make it end, And sure enough, it's ended. Like I haven't worked since then. There's this roller coaster, and so the organization of our day, can't help but be a roller coaster too. Because what is your day like when there aren't many auditions in your inbox and you have no work? Well, that's like free day. What do I do with my time now? You know, and that's a circumstance where it's good to have a list of all the things that you want to get done in your career. Like I need to update my demo, or I need to change my bio on my website. Like little things that you can get done when things are slow, right? So I think there's a bit of a roller coaster, like just inherent in the whole of being a voice actor. Left brained entrepreneurial voice actors are going to look at this kind of video and go, yeah, KPS, you don't have any business giving advice to people about how to organize their day because they're so good at it. But that's the reality. I'm a creative person with some inklings in my DNA for being organized, but it's not really fully fleshed out. And I accept this, and I roll with it. And the bottom line is, my career works. I work. I get most of my auditions in. Sometimes I don't. And I've managed to hang in for 35 years, and I like my life. And so, isn't that the goal? And so, a big piece of that is knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and prioritizing from there. So, I will say that the first thing I do in the morning is get some espresso in my body. That's every day. Every day I do that. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Let me just check and see if there are any other comments here. Um, oh, look at all you beautiful people commenting. I love the confirmation of honoring our health and the practices that ground us and give us life to be. It's true. It's true. And I'm glad that you love that and took that in, because it is very important, right? The mic hears everything: stress, anxiety, all of it. It is very true. Work out first. Yeah. You know what, Shauna, that's a really good point. If you're guaranteed quiet for recording in early hours, that's the priority, right? And unless you want to get up even earlier to work out, but sometimes that's detrimental because then you're not getting enough sleep, right? But I feel like it's a trial and error, just trying things out until you find something that works for you, that even if it works for you on your good days, and that's just a clue for you to know what to come back to. Reminder to reset the patterns. Where did that go? Reminder to reset the patterns is very helpful. Yeah, it's like being aware of what works, and then when you fall away from it, going, oh, let me get back to that, because that worked, right? Yvonne, I know myself well enough to make lists of what I need to do that day. Yeah. Lists are helpful to me too when I make them. I don't always make them, but when I do, they work, you know? Total rabbit hole person, yes. And I like that about myself. Yeah, it's good. 5:30 a.m. is early enough. Yeah, that's early. Yeah, and we do what we can, right? We do what we can. Thank you so much for contributing. I'm confident that this was, not terribly helpful, except perhaps to let you know that if you are a creative and slightly disorganized person, you're not alone. And that you too, even if you have that type of a constitution, you too can make a career in voiceover work and family. And, I'm in a different season of family. My daughter's 19. And although I was late coming onto this because she called me in a panic because she had just washed her hair and she still couldn't get the brush through her tangles. It never ends. And I'm supposed to help. She's at her dad's. And it's like I'm supposed to help with that by FaceTime. It's hilarious. Anyway, oh my God. Well, thank you for indulging me in my disorganized morning talking about being organized. I really appreciate it. And again, please let me know topics that you would like to hear me address, and hopefully I can. There are things that I have a little bit more knowledge about, and can be of more help. And then I just want to remind you about Carrie Tombazian's class. It's an excellent class, and of course, stay in touch. Let me know how I can help, what I can do. I'm always happy to hear from you, and I hope that you have a great Wednesday, and I will see you on social media, and I will see you next Wednesday, hopefully with a topic that you've given me in the comments section. All right, everybody. Mwah! I got to figure out how to end this thing because it all looks so different. Okay, take care, and I will talk to you soon.